If you want to know more about my work, I will be available around to have a chat about my experience and the things I do. So, agenda for today. First of all, I would like to tell you something about the AI, but I wanted to do that, but Sławek before had a great introduction to AI. He just warmed you up with the topic, so I don't need that. I will skip it, at least some of those. Then I will tell you something about the current software development lifecycle and why I think it is something that we should fix, because I think the current way we develop software is just not working okay. And at the end, I would like to present my own concept, the concept that I called naive, and this is something which you can treat as a new software development lifecycle. Yeah, and I will come back to that later because I don't want to tell everything at the very beginning. So, why do I think the AI is inevitable? What is the reason that people might be replaced by AI? And there are four major reasons that I recall. First one is that people are expensive. And when money talks, business will try to reduce this cost. It might happen that some of our works will be replaced by machines. And actually, it is already happening. Maybe not jobs in IT, but in general, machines replace some of employees. The second thing is that people change. And when they change, when they quit or retire or just die, they take all their knowledge, all their experience with them. So this is a huge risk for the employer to employ people. The third part is that people are fallible and we do mistakes, we do errors. That means that we are the weakest link in production of software. So this is the next reason to replace us with AI. And at the end, of course, I'm not talking about you. Maybe I'm talking only about myself. But in general, we are not created. We are not evolved to work. We just don't want to work. If someone will ask you, what is your hobby? Not many of you will answer, I like work. You like traveling, you like reading books, but not working in general. So, the part to skip, the AI definition from Britannica, ability to reason, discover meanings, generalize, and learn from past experience. This is the things that we associate with human beings, our ability to do something more than any other creature on the planet. And for now, what we know that not many programs are really able to, actually we can say there is no program that will be able to match fully the flexibility of people, of human, in a wider domains. They're able to do some very specific, narrow tasks, you might say easy tasks. And the next thing will be 7 types of AI, which we can skip as well. But where are we right now? The top level is the one which is the weakest one, the artificial narrow intelligence, then we have artificial general intelligence, and I believe we are over there, somewhere. With the weak AI or generative AI, we are at the very beginning, and with this latest stage, the self-aware AI, it is probably far away from us, but it's something that might happen in the future, and this is the place where probably all people will be killed. When it comes to definition of weak AI, I have taken it from a Cunning machine, which was written by Jędrzej Osiński, and I really recommend it as a fundamentals for AI. So if you want to know the basics, it is a very good book to read. And the weak AI, so the 2 first types of AI that was presented at the slide before, are able to generate something. And this is something that also Sławek mentioned before, so the AI is able to generate, for example, a picture. And I asked Canva to generate excited people during my presentation on Test Dive, and I received this picture. So yeah, there is ability of artificial intelligence or chat or any other tool like ChatGPT to generate picture from the prompt. ChatGPT is also able to generate code. In this case, I asked it to generate JavaScript code to calculate people on the picture that was generated before. And yeah, it's actually working. It may be not perfect, but it's working. And the other thing that AI is able of, its ability to generate text. I can generate joke. Actually, I ask it to generate joke that will match this context during this conference. And the joke is, yeah, quite funny. Why do developers prefer dark mode? Because light attracts bugs. And you can really relate to presentation of Sławek with all this ChatGPT and other LLM models that are able to apply some text to the context. So yeah, I will agree that this is working quite well. So let's go further. Just yeah, basics, the fundamentals are already presented. Now let's talk about the software and how it is created. For now, the model is difficult, but you can simplify it a bit just to present it as some steps to translate. We start with the natural language, the language of our client that is defining requirements. Then this is translated in very complex model to the source code with many different sub-products in the middle. And then we have a translation to the machine code, so that the program that is actually able to be run on the machine. If we go further with more details, you will see another step with some sub-products that need to be created during the software development lifecycle. You might call it waterfall, but I think most of these activities will happen in every project. And the only difference is the way it is conducted. How many iterations do we have, or how fast we try to start with the requirements and go to the deployment phase. And this is already very complicated. So we have definition of requirements, and we will have some requirement specification. Then there is designing solution with some kind of architecture, code, creating source code, of course, the programming, compiling that will deliver machine code. Then we will have some tests. And this requires test cases in most of the cases. And we will produce bugs or incident reports. In the end, we have a deployment together with some reports. But this is not all, because this is not enough. We need to apply some other testing, verification techniques and methods, like unit testing, which of course create unit test, static analysis that will create some reports as well, test automation, mostly done on a graphical user interface, and at the end we can apply dynamic analysis and monitoring. And this is even more complicated than presented before. And if you add to that, that to create such a solution, or to create software with such a model, you need to have a tool, like tool for requirements management or tool for test case management. You will know that behind every project, there is another bunch of projects to create tools to help you produce software. So we actually produce a lot of software, and maybe we produce too much software in general. So the argument is that software development cycle is too complex today, and it needs to be simplified. Some ideas and prediction about the future. So you will hear on this conference, or you heard in the past, many different ideas how AI will evolve or what we can do with AI. And one of the statements is that AI won't work because people don't know what he wants. So he is not able to operate on artificial intelligence himself. But we have the same problem now. And still, we are able to produce some software for the client. The second quite popular prediction is that AI will replace programmers. And with that, we have some code generation, some support from designing solutions for the deployment. So AI will be available or will work a bit with us within the project. And this is the prediction. And when it comes to software testing, there are questions to ask and some statements to do, like, who will test the code generated by AI? And my question is, do we really need to test this code? Or do we, or it might happen in the future, do we really need to generate code? And other thing is AI supporting generating graphical user interface test automation. I strongly disagree with this idea. I think the graphical user interface test automation is a wrong path of evolution of software testing. And it will end up like some species in the past. So I would like to present Occam razor principle. Who is aware of the Occam razor? Not so many, so I will present it in details. For those of you that do not recognize razor, this is a razor. So this is how it looks like. My 13 years son said that this looked like dinosaur bone. Yeah, no, this is a razor. So, pluralitas non est punenda sine necessitate. Occam is a guy from the Middle Ages, so Latin was commonly used there. I think not many of you operate this language, so let's do translation. Plurality should not be posited without necessity. This might be difficult as well, and how we understand the Occam razor today, Occam razor principle, you should prefer the simplest idea. So if you have a chance to just choose from two possible problem solutions, you should prefer the one which is the simplest. And we can try a small example of that. Just imagine for the second that light will turn off, and on this place you will see this guy. Any one of you recognize this guy? Pekka Lundmark, CEO of Nokia. There are not many employees from Nokia. So if the light will turn on again and you will see this guy, you will think about the possible solution of that. So how to explain that Pekka will appear on this place instead of me? And you have many different options, but there are two that you could think of first. A miracle, some kind of magic, and the other one is just a setup. And the second one, probably, for me as an engineer, and probably also for you, will be the one that it requires less assumptions. So this will be probably the one that it's true. You cannot be sure that this is true, but you will prefer, probably you will prefer this one. So Occam razor we'll use in a minute, but first I will present you with the naive concept. And this is really something very simple, because I believe that to explain something, you should first understand it yourself and then be able to present the concept in the easiest possible way. So we have this naive concept, which is very unsophisticated. And I believe that there is a small chance that we could replace whole software development life cycle with the AI solution that we have right now. So in this case, you will just force people, clients, to have a direct discussion with the AI, to force it to generate outcome that is needed by the client. So in this model, a very naive one, there is no model. There is no software to be developed. There is no source code. There is no testware and any other sub-products that are actually generated right now during the IT project. That means that there is no project managers, no scrum masters, developers, and so on. No roles in IT. And I believe that we are quite close to that solution. It's so quiet here. So, to simplify it, from natural language directly to the machine code, with the AI responsible for that. You are probably aware of three-tier architecture, which is one most common probably for most of the software available right now. We have 3 tiers, 3 levels of the software: the data tier, logic tier, and presentation tier. And if you think about it as a search engine, the website that provides you with some searching. So we'll have the presentation tier when we can ask a question or create some query. Then they will get the logic. The search engine will ask or translate your question to the database, and then get data and present it on a presentation tier. So this is a 3-tier architecture that, as I said, it's very common. And with the AI concept, I believe that we can get rid of some of the things that we need to develop right now, like front-end and back-end. And this is probably everything that we can replace with artificial intelligence. So we could have a simple solution to communicate with the AI. With the text-to-speech, we have this solution right now. We can talk to Siri, we can talk to Alexa, to OK Google, and so on. So there is a communication available right now. We could use a command line for that. This is how ChatGPT is working. And if you want to have some kind of output out of the software, we can ask AI to generate data directly from the, generate picture directly from the data that are available on the database. And the solution to create such a software with the tools that we already have, it's to create 2 separate environments. First one will be to develop a function, as it was perfectly presented by Sławek before. Of course, this will be powered by generative AI, and I will show you an example in a second. And then there will be another thing, which I think it's missing for now, and something that needs to be developed. So create run environment, just to run all this function that will be defined on the development environment. And this is also something that can be powered by weak AI. So the example, how this can be done. Let's present it on the very simple warehouse. And the reason why we should have such a solution for the warehouse. First of all, why do we need software for that, to run warehouse? First of all, because there is a lot of data to store. So we need a memory, which is, we are not able to provide this or rely on employees. We need to have a software to store information. We need some kind of logic to generate reports, for example. And as a people, as a managers, as a business, we in general do not trust people with their memory, or in general, we don't trust people. So we need software to control that. So in the warehouse, I just choose that example because it's really simple. We have this heuristic called CRUD. Are you aware of CRUD? Anyone? Not so many, but yeah. What is CRUD? CRUD is 4 different operations that you can run on data. So we can create it, read it, update it, and delete it. So this is exactly what you do in the warehouse, and this is something that can be defined within this development environment I presented you before. So with a simple, very simple prompt, you can create a database, and you will receive a machine code. Right now, you will probably receive code, but I believe that the best solution will be just to create the machine code that can be later maintained by weak AI. But for now, we received the source code, and there are some snippets of the code that are available. This one is created by ChatGPT. Of course, if you have database, you need to load it with the data, then you can read data. You can read whole database or just read part of it. You can update information, and this is something that I wanted to try with ChatGPT. Is it able to update the quantity of the warehouse, some warehouse? And yeah, the answer is yes. There is a piece of code that can be generated regarding the updating the number of products within the warehouse. And of course, there is also possibility to delete some data with this prompt. So the whole 4 major function or major operation that you do on data are available with the current weak AI. So first part is done. Development environment is almost in place. It will need not so much coding. How about the whole presentation layer? I will prefer, and when I think about it, I think that the best way to communicate with the machine in the future will be to use speech to text or just speech to prompt directly, or to use a command line. And this is something that will probably happen in the first place. And we already had such a solution. So we could run very simple warehouse software on MS-DOS. This is one of the examples. You do not need sophisticated graphical interface to really have a, so to say, discussion with the software. It can be really, really easy. But in general, the final solution will be just to have the chat as you have right now with the ChatGPT. So we can replace the whole presentation layer in 3-tier architecture with that solution. It's something that I believe it's possible. So if you want to just place the warehouse on this 3-tier architecture, you will have a command line as a front end, as a presentation layer, and you will have this development environment powered by generative AI and also run environment, which is not available right now. And I believe it is something that needs to be developed. So, going to the conclusions, I have a small question for the small exercise. And this is a question asked to you as engineers or a software tester or any other people in the room. Based on the Occam razor principle, which one you will prefer as a future software development lifecycle? Raise your right hand if you are for answer A, and left hand if you're for the answer B. Come on. Okay. So in this way, AI predicted the future. This is not the end, not yet. Give me 2 more slides. So I don't know what will be the future software development lifecycle. I have some predictions, my predictions. I'm not sure is it correct or not. Just wanted to present you with the naive concept, just to think about your future within AI. I will, of course, prefer answer B, because this one is the simplest one. And based on the Occam razor, you should prefer this one, but it's up to you. So, what does it mean? It means that there will be no work, but this is a good information, because as we know from the beginning, people don't want to work. So, there will be no work for us in the future, because machine will take it over. So, are we doomed? I don't really think so. I think the naive concept that I presented is a futurology. It might happen in the future, but don't need to. The naive concept might not happen due to many different things that might happen in the future. For example, it is possible that people will be cheaper than machines. the work done by people can be cheaper, or the footprint of the AI will be so huge that we will decide to stick to people work. And naive concept needs development. As I showed you before, there is part of the code that is needed for the development environment, but we still need to create the run environment. And in the end, you still have plenty of time to broaden your skills, to prepare for changes on the job market, so no worries. This is not something that will happen in a close future. Thank you very much for your attention. Do you have a moderator here? Oh. So QA session or AMA. I'm willing to answer all the questions that you might have, and yeah, we probably still have some time for that.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so thank you very much for your interesting presentation. I hope everyone is now not scared by the AI, but if anyone is still scared of her, any other question, please raise your hand. Okay. Do we have any?
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. AI will not kill you. Our speaker also will not kill you. We will not kill you. Everyone is safe. Okay, so if no one wants to ask a question, then we have special gifts for person who will be active. Special gift for the most active person during the stream, so go ahead.
Question.
Hi, I have two questions for you. First one is, what do you think about the trust to these solutions generated, stricted by AI from the beginning to the final product? And the second one is about the integration. As we know, many times one product must be integrated with the others, and how to deal with it with AI products. Thank you.
The first one is a very good one, and I was prepared for that because someone else asked me the same question. So we'll come back to that in a second. But the second question, I don't have an opinion about it. Just allow me to not have the whole knowledge about AI. I am a person from the quality area, someone that is trying to learn about what AI will bring us. So in general, I don't have an opinion about the integration and the problems that might happen here. There are so many topics that you need to think over, and this one, it's something that I never really thought. So the first one, it's about the trust. And this is something that I should have addressing my presentation in the first place, because in general, and also Sławek said that we do not trust in AI. But with this very simple solution, with this very simple functions like we have, create, read, update, delete, I believe we can trust AI. And if we don't trust, you can always create logs. And you have people or other machines that will be able to check the logs, the outcome out of AI. So this can be really solved at the very beginning. There was a prediction that I have done like 10 years ago that the last person working, the last type of employment will be a tester doing testing machines. So yeah, this is something that will probably happen. We need to check if the AI, with all these functions generated, it's really correct. So we will test that. And I'm not afraid anyway in this area. Is that answering your question? At least the first one. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe you have any other question? No, you don't have any question. Maybe someone else?
There are some other people.
Okay, so Basia, if you could give the microphone. And this is the gift for you because you was the first person who decided to make this step and ask a question. So thank you very much. Okay.
So I also have two questions. What about optimization of the code? And the second one, what about abstract thinking? Because we know from the Watson for the oncology, for example, that AI is good with the problems with the huge of data, but what about the problems without enough data?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all.
So let's start with the first one, because I don't remember let's start with the second one, because I don't remember the first one. You should just give me one question per person, because I'm old and I'm quite stressed with this context. So the second one. You cannot trust with AI with a very difficult task. You can trust it for now with very simple things. So with the weak AI, we can really just generate very simple, and we can like treat that as something that it's error-free, something that is really easy and do not require abstract thinking. Create data, read it, update, and delete. And this is something that weak AI is able to do right now. I'm not sure how will this evolve, if there will be an ability of AI to really think in an abstract way, but for now it is not needed. For the solution that I have presented, it's not needed, because the simple warehouse, the VMS, warehouse management system, or content management systems, or any other system that require just to store and do some logic with the data, they're very simple. And this is like 80–90% of the software that is available in the market. And with such easy tools, we can apply weak AI. For the abstract thinking, I'm not sure, because we are not there, not yet. So that was the second question. What was the first one? Please remind me.
What about optimization?
There will be no optimization, because I don't believe in the source code. We just get rid of the source code. Source code is something that is created only for developers to be able to translate natural language into machine code. I believe that AI will not generate source code, and what will happen, it will generate from the natural language machine code in the first place. So machine needs to maintain the code it created itself without developers. So it cannot be optimized by people. And this is, you can treat this as my prediction for the future.
Okay, so thank you very much for the question. So maybe another question. Anyone? Okay, thanks.
Just keep in mind one question per person.
So I wanted to ask about the option B, because I think we need to also think how AI is accessible for those who don't speak English or don't speak at all. And I know that Alexa had some problems in early versions with recognizing women voices. So how do you think we can make AI more accessible in the option B?
Thanks.
As I said, I believe in the command line, and this will be available for most of people with the disabilities, not for the blind ones, of course. And in this case, we need to have a text-to-prompt solution. Of course, it's not perfect right now, but I had this meeting with my friend yesterday on the evening. Coming to the Krakow, he just met me in the city center, and he's blind. And I believe he will probably never work for the warehouse management system due to his disability. and will not fix all the problems with this presentation layer and being able to support all kind of disabilities available on the market. So yeah, we can employ some people with the disabilities to help them with the command line, graphical user interface, and so on, any other solutions, but not all of them. But in general, I think that the progress, the evolution of the technology, it's really helping disabled people. So I'm really keen to see how it's changed, how David, my friend, is able to just navigate through the city, and how he is able to use technology, end of time, to help him just find himself in the city. So yeah, technology is right now here available, but we'll probably not employ all the disabled people to the solutions like warehouse and so on. Is that answering your question? Was that good? From 0 to 10? Like 3?
I was more interested in like specific solutions because I know some people with disabilities can work, for example, with like eye recognition and something like that. So I was wondering maybe those could be also implemented to working with an AI, but I don't have experience in those fields, so that's why I wanted to ask this question.
Okay. So just to summarize, you don't have experience, I have limited experience, so yeah, the answer was quite good. Any other questions?
Okay, thank you very much.
Do we still have time for that?
Yeah, we have still time for
Okay.
some questions.
Hello.
Okay,
I
so
have
you
a
will
question.
next.
I'm interested in your perspective about the testers of AI. What kind of skills are important for them? How to be prepared to become AI testers? What kind of Udemy courses would you recommend?
I'm running my own training company, so no Udemy at all. Sorry. I don't believe that there is a course available on the market that will really prepare you for the future with the AI, and I believe the skills that we already have, and mostly those will be the soft skills, and the stream C, which is about the soft skill, is something that is really needed to all of us, because we really need to understand how to communicate with people and how to recognize their feelings, the ability to just, the empathy. It's something that we should really know. And no one will teach you to do that. You need to learn this by yourself. So no Udemy courses recommendation from my side. What we need to do and what we need to develop with ourselves, with our skills, I believe we should stick what we do right now. Because all the skills that are needed for software testing today will be very appreciated with the software testing within the context of artificial intelligence. So you probably have all tools available right now, you just need to develop them by yourself, by reading books, participating in presentation like this one. Sławek had once again, is Sławek here? Such a huge advertisement I have done for him. So yeah, participating in the presentation like Sławek and probably in some area also mine will prepare you for the future of job market with the AI. So I don't believe that there is some special skills except the soft skills that you need to learn. Thank you very much for this question because it's really good. And I really need to think about it, how to be better prepared for AI. Maybe I'll have a better answer, and you will find it for sure on Testerzy.pl, where I publish. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you for sure should visit this website. And now, last question.
Hi, so You told us that the simplest solution would be that a client comes to an AI and describes the project, something, uses AI for something, yeah? But do you think it's possible for AI to understand the language of a person in such a way that this description or requirements of a person will be, the AI will be able to create, for example, the whole web page from it, from description?
I think the solution is already available, so you can create website from the prompt. AI or ChatGPT is able to understand the prompt and then create a code needed for that. Of course, it will create pieces of code, and you as a person need to integrate those pieces just to have the whole website. But the first part of your question is it possible the client, which is actually the person that it's not really technical, it's a
Yes.
business person,
That's the
will
question.
be really able to have a conversation with ChatGPT or any other AI? And I believe for now, no, because they are not prepared for that. And they will need some kind of assistant. And this is another role that I see in the future. So someone that will assist client to just create good prompts to the AI. The one, it was also presented by Sławek before. So the role will be to assist, but in the future, client will change his way of discussion. He will just learn how to have this discussion, or we can teach him how to have this conversation with AI, and in the some time frame he will be able to achieve that. So not now. For most of the business people, it will be mission impossible, but in general, it is possible in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. I think we don't have time for more questions, so if you would like to ask another question, please contact Radek directly. So thank you very much, and as a reminder, you should visit Sobieszewska Island. Thank you very much for your topic.